What is up everyone, welcome back to our channel and welcome back to another video of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. In today's video we'll be discussing the BAS-B and as well as reviewing the conversion kit, which is the Jack Outlaw. It's an interesting weapon guys, so stay tuned at the end of the video to get the full view of this weapon. Now of course, as always, we'll be starting in the tier 1 area and we'll gradually work towards the tier 3 and see kind of the weapon and how it kind of plays out. Now, given that this is a marksman rifle, imagine that you're not going to have the most outcome when it comes down to close range, but I think it's worth testing it and see if it's indeed a weapon that you should use in Modern Warfare Zombies or not. Now, of course, the game is quite different in other game modes. So this in Warzone, it's an absolute shredder. It works from any range, but in the Modern Warfare Zombies area, it might be a bit difficult towards the higher tier areas. We're going to take this into a Dark Ether 2 and see how this plays. So stay tuned and let's see how the weapon actually is. So in the tier 1 area, as you can see, it actually handles really well. Of course, the zombies are a lot slower, so you can get hordes of zombies behind you and then just stop and make sure you clear all of them. So that's absolutely fine. But I think once you get to zone 2 or zone 3, that's where you start probably struggling a bit with the speed that the zombies are coming your way. Alright, so we're gonna mix this gameplay with a loot run as well. You guys probably have seen that the operator, it's completely empty, so we had the previous game where we've lost most of the items, so we'll use this game to also acquire the stuff we've lost. So first things first, as always, the area that I like to always loot and find the things that we're missing. And that's the industrial area. Here you tend to find a backpack or 3-plate armor vest. And if you cannot find any of them, it's guaranteed to at least find a medium one. So it's always worth starting the game with this location. At least it's off the list and you've made sure that you've checked it. Okay, so let's try this part here. And there we have it, guys. All done. So you see, that's why I meant, like, it's always worth checking this area at the beginning of the game, so you don't kind of start running around in circles trying to find these items. So get to these spots the first and then continue a game. So we've just thrown a legendary Ether tool as well as a Pack-a-Punch level 2 crystal on this weapon. So let's see how this actually goes. Okay, so probably it's gonna be a good idea to get the truck as well and have that with us. Okay, so it's quite good from a distance. And it still holds well being all legendary now. but let's see how it does against the HV. Okay, it's slower. But I think if you land those headshots, it definitely does some good damage. Okay, so I guess if you do have bed shot, this is probably gonna help, as well as having the fast trigger, which, to be honest, I haven't tried on this build, but I'm not sure if it necessarily makes a difference. But equally, I'm sure that the other thing that will make a huge difference is the mags of holding, which we haven't gotten with us in this run. So definitely these two things will probably improve the overall efficiency of the weapon. Okay, so that's pretty well against mercenaries as well, which is always good. I guess it's important to know if this is efficient or not, if you're planning to take on a warlord or do any of the strongholds. So at least we've tested that. Okay, so it seems that someone wants to do an elder sigil, which is great. We already have the normal sigil, so we'll probably join these guys as well. But let's finish this mission first. Okay, so that's pretty well against mercenaries as well. Great reward rift. So let's jump onto the tier 3 area and see if we can link up with these guys. Okay, so we've arrived where the guys were. I think this is where the weapon will start really showing its true color. It's definitely going to be a lot harder. It's definitely a level 2 for now, but we'll be able to see how good the damage actually is. So let's join the squad. Create reward rift. Okay, so for now we should be fine. Also with the Outlast, it won't be necessarily too much of a strain. So we'll continue with this. And I think we're just a few contracts away from packer punching the weapon to level 3. We also have the dead shot now, so that's gonna help a bit with the aim assist. So let's just make sure we've got the right setup here. Okay, so we've arrived where the guys were. I think this is where Okay, so we'll do this cargo mission and then I think it will be the time for us to go and pack a punch the weapon. Okay. This is fairly straightforward. Not sure if you guys have noticed that, but I have definitely experienced this in a few games. I haven't received any of the Elder sigil, even though I was in the Elder run. I was still getting normal sigils, so that's a bit odd. But I'm not sure if you guys have experienced this. Maybe it's just my game. But I did struggle for a few matches to get some Elder sigils, so I've been relying a bit on the community that was playing as well. Okay, so let's see. Oh, the reward rifts as well have been changed. But again, I think it's questionable because there are games where you'd find amazing loot everywhere, including the boxes. But then there will be games that you would have this, you know, questionable rifts that you just don't expect getting. So I guess it just depends on a game by game basis. Okay, so we'll get this bounty and then I'll also quickly use the time and location to pack a punch the weapon. Great, so colleague took it. Let's see how much of a difference this makes with level 3. Okay, so let's see now. Okay, so it definitely does some damage when doing the headshots, but I think it's fairly difficult when you're in a high threat area to concentrate on actually landing those shots. You do get quite a few zombies coming your way faster than in the lower tier areas. Um, so having a weapon that requires aim down sight doesn't really help. But the damage is definitely there, and I think it would be a good contender if the fire rate would be slightly higher. Okay, so not too bad, but definitely concerned about uh, the elder area with this weapon. Yeah, so definitely struggling a bit with the Mega. Again, I think if you'd go on a higher spot and just aim for the lasers, you'll be absolutely fine. But I think if you're down on the ground, expecting to land those shots with ease, it's a bit more difficult. And I think the more difficult part is the fact that you have more zombies coming your way. So yeah, not sure if this is necessarily a good weapon for the high threat areas. Okay, so here we are definitely doing a lot more damage than before. I guess given that we are able to aim for the head quicker and easier. So it definitely makes a difference when you can land those shots, and it's definitely a good weapon when you look at this particular uh, damage ratios. But it's just the fire rate that is probably harder to manage when you have more enemies coming your way. Okay, let's just go and prepare for the Dark Ether, and hopefully we will get a few more people to join us. Okay, so I think we're finally ready. Let's go and see how the weapon actually performs into the Elder area as well. I'm quite curious. To be fair, the tier 1 and tier 2 are absolutely fine, super manageable, and it's actually a really good weapon. But then when you get to the tier 3 area, it's becoming a lot harder to manage. Not necessarily because the weapon is difficult or um, not as good. It's just the fire rate and the short magazine that is making it quite difficult to use. So yeah, just bear that in mind. I think if you are planning to take this weapon for a run, just look at having it at least semi-automatic. It's definitely going to make things a lot easier, and not with the conversion kit. I don't think the conversion kit it's helping as much, at least in the zombie mode. It definitely helps in the Warzone, as mentioned before, but not while playing zombies. Okay, let's go, guys. I will probably see you on the other side and see how this BAS-B performs. It's great that we've got the Mega. I think this is definitely a good testimony of how the weapon will, will keep up. Yeah, I would definitely have struggled here by myself. So I'm glad that I've joined these guys to play with. Yeah, so quite hard to tell on the Mega what the damage has been. So hopefully we'll be able to see it on the next missions. So let's quickly check our reward rift and then we'll go further. think we will arrive before anyone else, so we will be able to see how the weapon actually does. Yeah, so you definitely struggle with this in the elder area. I think again, it's pretty difficult because you have to use your aim down sight in order to land those headshots. And when you try to hip fire it, it's not as easy to control those accurate shots. Um, so I think in a nutshell, guys, the conclusion here is that it's probably not a weapon that I would recommend using in the high tier areas. It's definitely worth using it to level it up in zone 1 and zone 2, but that's the most I would recommend using the weapon for. Unless, as it happens in my game, to play with a team and then take it away in the Elder or the Tier 3 area, that's absolutely fine because you would have the firepower from everyone else. But I wouldn't recommend this weapon as a solo player or in a solo run. It's definitely not the right choice. Plenty of more other weapons to use. And again, if you just want to level it up, just stick within the zone 1 and zone 2. That will be more than enough, and you'll probably be able to do that in a game or two. But there we have it, guys. I hope you've all enjoyed this video. I hope you all enjoyed the run we had with the BAS-B, as well as, answering the question if it's worth playing with this weapon or not into zombies. So on short, the answer is I would not recommend it. So no, it's probably no weapon that it's suitable for high tier areas or where you have loads of zombies coming your way. Again, just keeping it short. If you would play with it between zone 1 and zone 2, that would be absolutely fine. Or if you're playing with a team of people, maybe then you can take it in a higher tier area. But that's all for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. As always, thanks so much for your support. It has been absolutely amazing, and we had an amazing run in the past month. The channel had grown exponentially, so that's all because of you guys. So thanks so much again. And as always, seeing you guys in the next video soon. And if you do have any loadouts that you would like me to try, just leave them in the comment section below, and I'll have a look at them. Many thanks.